Good afternoon, distinguished guests, partners and friends. My name is Ian McLaughlin and I'm Project Manager of Lower Shankill Community Association. And it is my pleasure to welcome you all to this very special event in our association's Good Relations programme, and to thank you for making the time to join us. As you are no doubt aware, 2015 represents the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Britain, and the mural that we are here to officially launch today was created to commemorate the vital contribution the Polish airmen, our band of brothers, made to this historic battle in the skies. We are here to acknowledge the courage and sacrifice of the Polish airmen in battle, and equally, we are here to send out a message to our neighbours and fellow citizens in the Polish community that they are welcome and valued members of our society. Our Band of Brothers initiative represents collaborative and partnership working between a range of stakeholders. Lower Shankill Community Association, the Lower Shankill community in general, the Northern Ireland Housing Executive, Maciek Bator and the Polish community, our project creator Pete Blakely and artist Ross Wilson. I would also like to thank the Ulster Aviation Society and especially Ray Burrows and Ernie Cromie, who have kindly brought this replica Spitfire to our launch today, and we are delighted that all our partners are here with us for this launch. This project also marks the launch of the Housing Executive's Anti-Racism Initiative, which will soon be rolled out to 4 other areas across this province. Jennifer Hawthorne, the Housing Executive's Head of Income and Neighbourhoods, is with us this afternoon to provide an overview of this project and their anti-racism initiative, and I would now invite Jennifer to speak.
Thanks very much, Ian. It's an absolute joy to be back on the Shankill again. I'm a frequent visitor, not least having worked here for many, many years and continue to do so. And it's just wonderful to see so many faces that I recognise and that you've brought the sun out for today's project. Just a few words, if you don't mind. We're extremely proud to be working on this project and to have helped fund it, not least because of the beautiful art piece, and I'm sure you'll all agree it's a stunning piece of work that Ross has designed, and thank you very much, Ross. It's always a pleasure to work with Ross and the talent that he brings to all our projects. And I know that when I just came up here today, I was coming past what were dozens and dozens of tourists round the corner, which I know will be coming round this corner to see the wonderful artwork that we're opening today. But it was equally important for us not just to have this artwork, but also to tell the amazing story that this piece of art tells. When Pete came to us, Pete Blakely came to me about 6 months ago, Pete, and about a year ago. Time flies when you're enjoying yourself. And he came with the idea of this wonderful project, and what was not to love? This amazing story of the sacrifice and the heroic deeds of 303 Squadron is a story that everyone should hear, and it's particularly relevant in Northern Ireland, where we have such a strong Polish community and where we have a host community that really wants to reach out and to show that we're citizens together and we're neighbours together. So it's a project that we were delighted to support, and we're absolutely thrilled that Pete allowed us to be part of that, and I want to thank you very much for that. The inspiration in particular for me, and while I credit Pete and Ross for all their vision, has to come actually from the Lower Shankill community, and for me in particular, and he's looking very handsome today, in his lovely pinstripe suit. But Ian and Lower Shankill and the rest of the community that he worked with were the key ingredient of this whole project. They came to this project with a desire to try and celebrate our new communities and to try and make a difference within our communities. And I hope that you think today, when you see what has happened and what we've achieved, that certainly Lower Shankill's vision has been realised. It is to be commended, the work, and it's always a pleasure to work in the Shankill, but this particular project has really inspired me, and I really want to thank all the people from the Shankill for allowing us to bring this in. we in the Housing Executive very much try to promote shared neighbourhoods, and the key for us in shared neighbourhoods is about being a good neighbour. And I think that what we've demonstrated today is that the people of the Shankill and the other communities throughout Northern Ireland that will be working across are good neighbours, and we're certainly good neighbours to the Polish community, who we warmly welcome today. And I want to pay tribute to Magic and to our esteemed consul for coming over and helping us unveil this great mural. So have a great day, and thank you so much for allowing us to
Thank you very much, Jennifer. We are honoured and pleased that the Polish General Consul from Edinburgh, Mr. Darius Adler, has given of his time to join us this afternoon, and I would now call upon him to comment on this initiative.
Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, 70 years later, as we commemorate the efforts of those who died for our freedom during the Battle of Britain, we remember that Polish pilots were also among those who found along Northern Irish and British pilots of the Royal Air Force. Number 303 Polish Fighter Squadron was one of the 16 Polish squadrons in the RAF during the Second World War, and was the most successful of the RAF squadrons during the Battle of Britain. The Band of Brothers project provides an opportunity to learn more about our shared history and the bravery of the Polish pilots, who are a source of immense pride to the Polish community. I believe that all the effort and hard work will make a difference and help to foster positive community relationship between the Polish community and people of Belfast. It is great to see number 303 squadrons returning to Northern Ireland to mark the 75th anniversary of Battle of Britain. I would like to express my gratitude to Northern Ireland Housing Executive, especially Jennifer Hawthorne and her team. Deirdre Crawford and Gail Green are supporting this project. Local community from Shankill Road and Ian McLaughlin from the Lower Shankill Community Association. Pete Blankley and the Band of Brothers project coordinator, and Ross Wilson, the artist who designed such a magnificent piece of artwork. I would like to thank everyone who was involved in creating this mural. Thank you so much.
To deliver this project and ensure accuracy, we were fortunate enough to have project creator Pete Blakely as part of the team, and to be able to draw on his expert knowledge. Pete is with us today, and would like to ask him to say a few words.
Thanks very much, Ian. When I first began creating this project some 18 months ago, I knew there was one person who had the vision and imagination to give it wings. That's Jennifer Hawthorne, OBE. It's a big personal thank you to Jennifer and to Deirdre Crawford and all the team at the Housing Executive, without whose funding support the project wouldn't have happened. Ian McLaughlin was a great help to me as well. One day we were standing in the Lower Shankill and he said to me, we'll have to go large. We weren't actually in the KFC, we were standing in front of this wall here, and it was Ian that persuaded me that we didn't need a gable end wall, we wanted a big wall like this to get the project up and running. I wasn't sure about it, but Ian, if people know him, Ian always sticks to his guns. Not that he has any guns, there's a bit of Shankill humour there. It was Ian that decided this was the wall on which we had to have the mural, and I think when we all look at it now, it was a good choice. Thanks very much to Ross Wilson. He's done a great job interpreting these images from the Second World War. I think it's an iconic piece, and I think it'll become a tourist attraction in its own right. So just a little bit about the Band of Brothers project. Britain and Poland go back a long way. Believe it or not, King Canute, who ruled Britain for almost 20 years from 1016, was of Polish ancestry. During the Middle Ages, Poland became the largest supplier of grain to Britain, obviously because that was the staple. They made ale and bread with the grain, so it was a very important relationship. Poland at this time was the only country in Europe which enjoyed genuine religious tolerance, and it attracted immigrants because of this, including settlers from Britain, so there was two-way traffic right back then in the Middle Ages. There was already a bit of history between our countries then, when Britain declared war on Germany following the invasion of Poland in 1939. It was no surprise that the Poles, escaping their defeated country, wanted to make their way to Britain to fight alongside us and our Commonwealth allies. In total, there were 250,000 Poles under British military command during the war. More than 25,000 of them gave their lives for their freedom and ours. Of the almost 3,000 Allied pilots who flew in the Battle of Britain, 141 were Poles, and I like to call them the finest of the few. 303 Polish RAF squadron had the highest success rate of any of the 66 RAF fighter command squadrons in the Battle of Britain, 126 kills, even though when they joined the battle it was already 6 weeks old. It's no accident that we're here on Battle of Britain Day, September 15th, 2015. 75 years ago, in the 2 weeks from September 1st to September 15th, Polish pilots helped turn looming defeat into victory, actions which saved England from invasion and allowed her to become the aircraft carrier which pounded Nazi Germany into submission over the next 4 years. 300 Polish RAF squadron, it's a bomber squadron, suffered the highest losses in bomber command during those missions over Europe. And we are honoured today to have the daughter of a 300 squadron airman with us. He settled in Northern Ireland after the war, having served at Ballyhalbert, met a local girl and married her. Along with 315 Polish RAF squadron, 303 squadron were stationed in Northern Ireland from 1943 to 1944. They were living and loving here, flying and dying here, as the graves at Milltown and Ballycranbeg on the Ards Peninsula testify. The motto of the Polish air crews during World War II is as simple as it is poignant even today. Love demands sacrifice. Think about that. Love demands sacrifice. Can you imagine risking a horrible death every day, thousands of miles from your Nazi-occupied homeland, not knowing if your mother and father, your brothers and sisters, or your loved ones were dead or alive, or worse? Thousands of Poles, Czechs and other East Europeans gave their lives to preserve the life we love. And in a nutshell, that's what the Band of Brothers project is about. It's about the debt that so many of us owe to so few. We should remember them. They were part of us then, and they're part of us now.
Thank you, Pete. Our Band of Brothers project is a piece of visual art, and obviously we wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for the creative input and design expertise of our project artist Ross Wilson. I would personally like to thank Ross for his contribution to the success of our project. That more or less concludes the official launch of our Band of Brothers project. All that remains for me once again is to thank you all for your attendance and support.